morning, and welcome to day 5 of the 0 to Payout Challenge. All right, guys. Now, coming to today, I did some changes to my to the way I'm going to be streaming, to the way I'm going to be putting on my trades over the week. I did these changes over the weekend. And I'm going to be changing up a lot of stuff that I do, mainly because I've been going through some stuff personally with the Discord and the business, and it's just getting too hard on me. So before I proceed with this challenge, yes, everything is going perfect. With the challenge, everything is going pretty good. We are currently up in profit on these accounts, so we pretty much need 4 days of the of $200 profit to secure the payout. All right. But going forward, I kind of want to get rid of doing alerts. I want to stop saying, "Oh, guys, enter now." "Oh, guys, I'm in." You know what I mean? And I want to start doing more education behind my trades, and more commentary. Now, I'm not saying I'm obviously not going to show you guys my trades or anything. I still am, right? Which is exactly why I'm live trading my chart. But I want to start educating you guys more as to how I'm finding these setups, why they're working out, where I think they're going to work out, where you could enter. You know what I mean? More responsibility on your end to take your own trade. And the reason for that is mainly because there have been times where, or most times, most if not all times, I put out a trade. The green ones, you guys love it. Obviously, is why you guys watch me. You know what I mean? We're pretty consistent and all that good stuff. Um, but there is times where, you know what I mean, I put out one little losing trade and the whole world is against me. And mentally, I mean, you know what I mean, the whole point of trading is you lose some to learn. You know what I mean? That's how you learn your lesson from the markets. You get what I'm saying? And there's times where people attack me for being wrong on the chart. You know what I mean? Like, I mentally just can't deal with that. I'm not here to babysit any of you guys. I'm not here to spoon feed you guys. I'm here to simply just teach you guys and trade on my own. So once again, going forward, I will still be taking my trades live. I will still be doing everything live. I just don't want to tell you guys, "Oh, enter here." I don't want to be the one that's responsible for your, or not that I'm responsible, but the one. I just want to take as very little blame if the trade were to go against you or whatever. I don't want you to be the one that's like, "Oh, it's his fault. He told me to enter. He told me to do this." No. I mean, I'm here trading for myself, and I'm even doing the favor of teaching you guys for free on YouTube. All right. So going forward, I am completely done alerting. I don't care what anyone says. It's mentally just not stable. It's not right. And I don't want to be building a community where I have to be babysitting you guys over any L that we take. All right, I want you guys to be mature enough to take L's if you can't take L's, and unfortunately, trading is not for you. All right, guys. But yeah, going forward, let's get into this live. But yeah, anyways, the reason I went live so early today is mainly because I am seeing a setup that I am liking pretty well. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am looking to go short this morning. I'm obviously waiting for a little bit more price to pick up here. It's not looking the greatest if I'm being honest here, but it's totally fine. Obviously it just takes a little bit more patience. Today's overnight session was a little bit choppy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So yeah, we have to give the market a little bit more time, but I am gonna be looking more towards shorts than longs. All right, now the whole reason behind that is I will be explaining in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and start up the live trading over here in the premium, so I explain it to literally everyone, and we go from there. All right, so just give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and start this up real quick. All right, there we go. But yeah, hopefully we are able to get some more selling. We do have news coming out in a little bit from now, so we'll see if the market chops up until the news comes out, or if the market wants to seek upside before we seek downside. All right, so yeah, today's either it works out quick or it takes a while to work out. All right, guys, but we'll see what the market gives us. Yeah, let me go and start up the live trading over here. Yo, what's going on, guys? What's up? What's up? Good morning, guys. All right. So, coming into market open, I'm sure you guys read the commentary channel on the setup that I was looking to trade. So yeah, that's pretty much what I am watching coming into this morning. And for those that might have not read it or might have not understood it, pretty much what I'm looking for, guys, is I was looking at the higher time frame this morning before the market opened, and I'm really liking the way sell side is looking. All right. So once again, guys, you guys remember? I think it was on Thursday or Friday. We were looking for a sweep off of pretty much 20,200. All right. Now, if we just go back on the one, it could be on the 1 hour time frame, the 15 minutes. It doesn't really matter. All right. For this example, I'm gonna be using the 1 hour time frame. All right. If we expand our time frame back and we go over to like the 1 hour time frame, and we go all the way back and we look at 20,200, this is pretty much one of the only levels of liquidity that we have nearby. All right, hold on. Let me go ahead and put up that I'm live on YouTube real quick, guys. Give me 1 second before I explain this. Give me 1 sec, guys. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so yeah, looking at 20,200, it was pretty much the only level of liquidity that we have nearby. Anything else above, we have nothing until like 20,400, almost 500. All right, so now that we took out this level of liquidity, looking at the overnight price action, it seems like, yeah, we swept it. We formed the MSS model, and the higher time frame went from being bullish, as you guys can obviously see right here, to now going bearish. All right, so what else do we have? Well, not only do we have a DOL sweep plus an MSS model with fairly strong selling pressure. I was expecting a little bit more coming into market open today, which we're still kind of waiting on, as we do have 20 minutes until the red folder comes out. But what I want to see today, guys, is I want to see the market obviously go lower. That's where our setup is lying at. But on every single time frame, guys, we have an aligning setup that looks, in my eyes, pretty much perfect. All right. So yeah, looking at, like, for example, the 1 hour, the 30-minute time frame, or even the 15-minute time frame, guys, or even the 5 minute, in fact, we all have the same fair value gap on the same time frame, the same entry for the fair value gap. All right, guys. So if everything is lining up bearish, at least for now, right? We're not really married to too much of a bias just yet. Obviously, the market just opened up. You guys can obviously see that. Yeah, we are trying to. We do have buyers, all right. Not the most interesting buyers. This open it hasn't been the complete best. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Not the strongest open, but we're still waiting on something. All right, guys. So once again, we're not married to a bias yet, but I am telling you guys what the market is pretty much telling us on the higher time frame. All right. So yeah, looking at the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, or even the 1 hour time frame, guys, everything in my eyes is lining up bearish. So hopefully, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, maybe for the next 20 minutes or so, maybe we chop up for a little bit. I don't know. Or maybe we seek a little bit higher. But we do have a red folder coming out at 10 a.m. EST, which, if I'm not mistaken, is PMI. ISM. I don't think that really does too much in the markets, so it's not really something to really look up to that much. I could be wrong. But yeah, we do have the 10 a.m. folder coming out, in about 20 minutes from now. All right. But yeah, guys, once again, the setup that I am personally watching for this morning, at least, is definitely a short setup below 945.25. I personally really like the way shorts are looking below this. I mean, everything is just lining up super perfect, especially on the higher time frame. Now that everything is bearish, we don't have to worry about the smaller time frame being bullish, or I mean, the smaller time frame being bearish when the higher time frame is bullish, which can cause a reversal. All right. So yeah. Other than that, honestly, it's pretty much just wait. All right. Once again, guys, I mean, if you look at the 5 minute time frame, it's not like we're really doing much. Like I said, if I were to take a guess, I would say the market might want to chop up until, maybe 10 a.m. Until we get that red folder. Maybe it spikes us into the actual direction that we want to go to. But that's pretty much what I'm watching, guys. That's pretty much. So yeah, once again, I'm really hoping the 5 minute is able to flip back bearish. It should be able to, as the higher time frame is pretty bearish. As you guys can see right here, we got a beautiful green to red candle flip here. Now the question is can we break it below 945? Because that's where we want to enter from. All right. So once again, guys, we want to see shorts below 945. We want to go ahead and target 901, 864, and 749, as these are our final levels of liquidity that we're waiting on the market to pretty much just fill out here. All right, guys, and the reason I like it so much is mainly because the higher time frame is pretty bearish. All right, and with the higher time frame being bearish, the whole reason we're going down is mainly to take out some levels of liquidity to the downside, which they're lying all the way down here. These 3 levels of liquidity, which are the nearby levels of liquidity. All right, guys. So let me know in the chat if you guys have any questions behind this. I'm sure you guys read my my announcement over the weekend. I do want to do some changes to how I pretty much do everything. Just mentally, I mean, it's just better for me if I just couldn't do it anymore. Just with the community and everything. But I don't want to get too into that. All right, guys, I don't want to get into that. But yeah, hopefully the changes, I mean, they're good. I'm gonna see how they go. I want to see if you guys are actually learning a little bit more from it. And if you guys are able to understand everything, of course. All right. And going forward, I promise you guys, long term, what I'm doing it will pay off. All right, guys. What if we inverse before news? I highly doubt we do. I highly doubt we do. Thank you, guys. Thank you. But yeah, I highly doubt we inverse this before news. Like I said, the 5 minute time frame. Today's open wasn't the strongest. If I'm being honest, we haven't really seen much. I mean, this candle looks like a big candle, but if you measure it out, it's like 25, 30 points. Nothing crazy. You know what I mean? But let's say, for example, we do. We can always try to take it at a lighter size. I don't really suggest it as much. But like I said, with the first 5 minute candles off open being a little bit slow, I don't really think we sell off into our entry. I mean, we could. I mean, that's probably what we're doing right now, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, if we do have to end up taking it, then we will. Like I said, it's PMI services or whatever that's coming out, so I don't think that's even that impulsive. I could be wrong, but because it is a red folder, but from the previous times, from what I remember, it's usually just like a little jump in price, and that's about it. But me personally, I personally believe the market kind of chops up until then, and then we just wait on that. All right. If you're looking for a bearish setup, do you only mark the lower lows? No, there's no point in marking out higher highs because obviously, yeah, they're just not important. They're just not important. So yeah. So let's say, for example, yeah, when you're trying to find your levels of liquidity on in a bullish trend, obviously you're going to be marking out every single low that the market creates, and then it's vice versa for a bearish trend. So for example, right, let's say the market is in a bullish trend like this, right? The market is creating higher highs and higher lows constantly like this, and in the bearish trend, the market is doing the complete opposite, which in fact looks like this. All right. So in order to find your levels of liquidity, it's pretty easy. In a bullish trend, you pretty much just mark out your lows like this. And in a bullish trend, you pretty much mark out your highs like this. This is exactly how you find your levels of liquidity. Fairly simple. All right. So obviously, with the market being in a bullish trend, previously, right? We want to be finding when the market reverses to a downside, we want to be looking for levels of liquidity that it created as it was going up, right? And as it was going up, we're creating liquidities on every single low, just like this. All right. So let me go ahead and mark it out once again, just like this. Give me 1 second. By the way, the market is fully reversing here. A full-on reversal on the 5 minute time frame. I'm not sure where this came from. I don't know if it's choppy or not. I mean, if we break out of the zone, then I'll say it probably is not choppy. But yeah, this is a pretty strong reversal here. I'm not gonna lie. But setup wise, I mean, it's not like we can really even take much. All right. So are we not gonna wait for a deal sweep? Well, we already have one on the higher time frame. Once again, this is a higher time frame setup. It's kind of different from my usual setup from the 5 minute time frame. But once again, yeah, we already have our DOL sweep. It's based off 20,022. Or not 22, 20,200. My bad. Once again, on the higher time frame, if you go to like the 1 hour time frame and you zoom back, you will see that we were waiting for this level of liquidity to get taken out last week. And now that we took it out throughout the overnight price action, and we're getting the reaction that we wanted to see, that's why I'm pretty much bearish on the higher time frame. Now, how do we put this into the lower time frame? Well, we find the lower time frame setup that's pretty much just bearish. All right. And oh yeah, we had news coming out. Okay. If you go over to like the 5 or 15 minute time frame, you would see that we have this aligning setup on the 5, 15 minute, 30 minute, or even 1 hour time frame. So once again, look at the 5 minute time frame, bullish fair value gap that we are pretty much looking to inverse. We have the 15 minute fair value gap that we're looking to inverse. We have the 30 minute fair value gap, the 1 hour fair value gap, and you pretty much get the idea. All right. So yeah, are you still trading the top split? Yeah, I'm literally on them right now. Yeah, I'm on them right now. So far we are currently up $350 in profit from Thursday. I didn't take any trades Friday, and we're pretty much on Monday today. So pretty much what we need, guys, is 4 more green trading days with more than $200 in profit, and we're pretty much payout ready, and then the challenge will be completed. All right, guys. So that's what I'm aiming to do right now. But so far, I'm not really seeing anything that's really calling my name in the markets other than this short setup. But this one could take some time to kind of play out. All right, so that's for us to kind of wait it out today. All right, guys. But so far, it's all patience. I'm not really seeing, like I said, I'm not seeing anything that's too crazy in the market. It's kind of in the choppy zone. So, like I said, we're more than likely gonna have to wait for the 10 a.m. news to come out, and then we see what we do from there, which will be in about 15 minutes. So in the meantime, we could just chill out and, you know what I mean, just wait it out. All right. What should I size for all 5 accounts for correct risk? Me personally, I'm doing 5 micros per trade. 5 to 7, 5 to 7. Remember, all we're pretty much doing is trying to secure the $200 day, and that's about it. Once we secure $200, that counts as a green day, and we go on to the next day until we secure the payout. All right, and then that'll be the challenge completed. All right. How many contracts are you doing in the new combines? I don't have combines. I have XFAs right now. We passed the combines last week on Wednesday. But the size that I'm doing is 5 to 7 micros. Yeah, 5 to 7 micros. You're good, bro. You're good. But yeah, guys. Anyways, in the meantime, I'm really hoping that today is not a choppy Monday. And for those that don't know, yes, on Wednesday we have FOMC coming out, so I'm definitely gonna take it easy that day. All right, guys. So our goal for this week is trying to get a trade every single day this week, except for Wednesday, and try to have those trades be as perfect as possible. And if we do get that, we should be able to get a payout by Friday. All right, guys. That's our goal. If not, obviously we're not gonna rush it. We'll simply just get a payout by next week. All right, next week, Monday or Tuesday. I'm sure we'll have it. All right. Let me see. Someone said in the chat, I believe after a win today, I can request a payout. Bro, I'm going to try my best. All right, bro? I'm going to try my best. So far, like I said, I'm not seeing anything good, so we got to wait it out. All right? So far, the market is kind of chopping up on the 5-minute time frame. We're getting these random candle flips. The market doesn't know what it wants to do. So maybe, like I said, we are kind of waiting on the 10 a.m. news, which comes out in 13 minutes from now. All right? But yeah. Are you sure? No, they say 2 lots. Guys, okay, TopStep has this thing. Let me explain to you guys how this works. All right. So TopStep has their own broker. All right. TopStep X. I'm sure we all know about it. All right. Now, with Tradeovate, what they do is they have this little. They say it's an issue or it's a bug, but it's been a bug for literally years. All right. Where on Tradeovate you can either only trade 2 minis or 2 micros, no in between. All right. But on TopStep X, it's only limited to 2 minis. All right. So you could do however many micros as you want until you get to 20 micros. So you could do 7 micros, you could do 8, 10, 15 until you get to 20. All right, guys. Yeah, exactly. It's all marketing, guys. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to kind of not like Tradeovate. They're trying to not to get you to hate Tradeovate, but they don't want you to trade on Tradeovate. They want, obviously with TopStep, they want you to only use their broker. All right. So how do they say it? Or how do they get you into it? Well, they say, oh, guys, any issue that we have on Tradeovate, it's fixed on TopStep X. Right. And what's one of the biggest issues? Well, on Tradeovate, you can either only do 2 micros or 2 minis, which is stupid, right? Because obviously you're not gonna make any money off 2 micros, and 2 minis is way too much. You get what I'm saying? So no matter what you do, you're probably gonna blow up the account. You get what I'm saying? Like the odds are really, really against you. All right. And guess what, guys? It's a super easy fix. Why? Because there's no other prop firm in the world that does that thing right there. They're like, oh, guys, we can't fix or whatever. You know what I mean? But Apex doesn't have that issue. Take Profit Trader doesn't have that issue. All of these firms don't have that issue. No, I'm talking about TopStep, not Apex. Yeah. So yeah, it's mainly to, once again, if you're on TopStep X, you don't have that issue. You can size however many micros you want, but you're limited to 20. All right, for the first $1,000. All right, and then it's 30 micros, then 40, then 50, and then that's it. All right. But yeah. Anyways, so far, like I said, guys, yeah, 10 more minutes until this news comes out. If it does end up coming out bullish, obviously I'm gonna have to be uh switching over my bias a little bit. I am still more on the bearish bias. Although the market might seem like it's going up, it's kind of just chopping up here. So there's really nothing to commentate on or even say behind any setup here, because realistically we don't have anything here. All right, guys. But we're about to find out, like I said, in about 10 minutes. If the news comes out bearish, then our setup should be able to play out into the downside liquidity, which is exactly what we want to see. If it does come out bullish, then obviously we're gonna have to switch our bias and try to find some new setups as we go. All right, but so far nothing's really looking too perfect here. All right, it's just a little bit of chop here. And guys, if we notice chop for until like 10:30 or so, I won't have an issue calling it and coming back whenever the market recovers. All right, guys. Let me see. What do you think? Wait, what do you think if price sweeps the London high, creating drawn liquidity? Well, yeah, if we take out this London high, we could still aim for lower. I'm not saying that we have to go lower right now as I speak. You know what I mean? But what we want to start looking for, as we go on throughout the day, is with the higher time frame, everything is lining up bearish. All right, so although we do have liquidity to the upside that we could target with longs, I wouldn't want to take. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really want to take it because there's nothing here that's really screaming bullish. Although we do have levels of liquidity to the upside, there's no setup here that's really, really good. And especially with the higher time frame being bearish, obviously we don't want to be trading with the lower time frame possibly being bullish, because you know what I mean, the odds are kind of against you. All right. So like I said, we have everything lined up to the downside. We just need to wait for the perfect opportunity for the setup to pretty much play out. So we're just waiting on it. All right. How many micros is one mini? Wait, did you ask that right? One, okay, think of one micro as 1/10 of a mini. So 10 micros is one mini, pretty much. So if you're trading one micro, you're trading 1/10 of a mini. That's how much money you're making. So if you make $50 per point on one mini, you'll be making $5 per point on one micro. Pretty much. Why are you expecting the market to turn bearish? Well, I'm not expecting it to turn bearish. The markets are bearish. Look at the higher time frame. Once again, right now we're just getting a little bit of a push up, which is kind of nothing. It's more of like a pullback. You know what I mean? But the markets are already bearish. That's why I'm kind of looking more towards a bearish aligned setup, which is pretty much just inversing this multi-time frame bullish rally gap here. All right, but obviously right now it seems like on the 1 minute, I mean on the 5 minute, we are very, very choppy or kind of indecisive in a way. All right. Is our free value gaps only on green candles? No, 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 no. The color of the candles does not matter. All right. Now in a way it does, because it tells you if it's bullish or bearish, but the way you could trade off of it doesn't really matter. You could do either or. You could take, you know what I mean? You could take a bounce off a bullish rally gap, or you could take an inverse off a bullish rally gap. It doesn't really matter. It just depends what the setup is telling you. Yeah, of course, of course. So let's say, for example, right, we have a bullish rally gap, right, which we kind of do in this case, right? But we took out every liquidity to the upside, meaning that the whole reason the market is going down right now is mainly because we took out the levels to the upside. The whole reason the market was going up is to take out the levels, obviously up there, right? Now that we took it out, although we have a bullish rally gap, which we should technically be expecting a bounce from, the whole reason we're not looking for a bounce is because if we were to bounce, what exactly would we be targeting to the upside? You get what I'm saying? So instead of looking for a bounce off a bullish rally gap, when we already took out the levels of liquidity to the upside, we are instead looking for an inverse below it. All right. So that's exactly why we're looking for shorts instead of longs, although we are inside of a bullish rally gap right now. Why? Because we took out the levels to the upside, which was this one right here at 20,200. All right. We still share entries. I'm trying to avoid it, bro. Obviously, I'm telling you guys exactly where to enter. I'll let you guys know. You know what I mean? Like, oh, guys, I'm gonna take this trade, stuff like that. But dude, I'm trying to, in all honesty, man, I don't want to get too into it because obviously I already talked about it over the weekend. But it's like, I just, I mean, you guys get why I'm trying to avoid it as much. I just can't do it mentally. You know what I mean? Yeah. But obviously, if I'm doing it live, obviously you guys will see exactly where I'm going to be answering from. And it's the whole thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put more on you. You know what I mean? I want you guys to literally see, like, hey, where's he answering from? Should I answer here? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And you just press the button. You know what I mean? I'm so lost on where to mark out the highs slash lows. You just mark out. Okay, it's easy. It's pretty easy. Um, it's literally all you do is, okay. Let's say for example you have a fresh new chart. So let me go over to MNQ real quick. I'll tell you all this. All right. So let's say for example you have a fresh new chart and you don't know where to mark out your levels of liquidity from, right? All you're gonna do is you're gonna use a few time frames: the 1 hour time frame, the 30-minute time frame, and the 5-minute time frame. All right. All you're gonna do on the, let's say for example on the 1 hour time frame, right? All you do is, first of all, you identify what the trend is. All right. In this case, obviously, we can identify that the trend is pretty bullish. All right. All you're gonna do is, as the trend is bullish, you're gonna be marking out every single low that you see. All right. So as the market is creating higher highs and higher lows, every pullback the market has is gonna be a level of liquidity where buyers obviously stepped in. And what we're seeing is anytime obviously we bounce off a level, a lot of people are placing their stop losses at these levels, which creates liquidity, a lot of opened orders. All right. So pretty much anytime the market is bouncing off a level, you're gonna be marking it out as liquidity. So would we mark out this level of liquidity? Technically, yes. But the whole reason we're not gonna mark it out right now is mainly because we already took out this level of liquidity, so it's no longer valid. All right. The level that we're gonna take out is the valid ones, which is obviously this one, this one, this one, this one right here, and even this one. All right. Now, since we are on the higher time frame, the reason we start off on the higher time frame is to find the important levels of liquidity, but it also filters out the useless candles. All right, so once we marked out all of our levels of liquidity on the 1 hour time frame, we can go over to like the 30-minute time frame and find some extra levels that we might have missed, like this one, for example. So once again, the market pulled back, found this low, pushed up, pulled back, found this low, pushed up even higher, which is going to be a level of liquidity right here, and so on. You go over to the 15-minute time frame. Did we find any other levels of liquidity? We did, right here. All right, so the lower the time frame, the more candles, but obviously the more candles, the more noise there is. So it might be a little bit harder to find your levels of liquidity. All right, so that's why we always start off on the higher time frame and we find these levels first, right? These are going to be our important levels. All right, but the higher the time frame, the less candles there are, which will be, less levels, less to work with. All right. So yeah. Anyways, so far, the market is kind of pushing up right here. The news hasn't come out yet. But like I said, I'm not really seeing anything too crazy. I'm kind of hoping that the news does come out bearish because I do like this setup to a downside here. But if it does end up coming out bullish, instead of me looking for longs, I'll probably just see a reaction based off any of these levels of liquidity up here. See how we react off of it. If obviously we hold above and we want to seek higher, then I'll trade with the trend. But if anything, we can always use a setup somewhere up here for an inverse instead of waiting for this one all the way down here, which will be pretty far. Right now, it's currently about 125 points away. All right, so like I said, if the news does come out bullish and we get more of a bearish reaction off this level of liquidity, we can always look to use a nearby setup instead of this one. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, news is coming out in about 2 minutes from now, guys. So we're gonna see how this comes out. If it comes out bearish, we're gonna have to wait a little bit more time for the market to actually get the bearish reaction and then inverse this fair value gap down here. If it comes out bullish, I'll just look to use any fair value gap that we created up here. All right, guys. Would you ever do a drawn liquidity play for the London high? We could. We definitely could. We definitely could. We definitely could. But like I said, right now nothing really matters as to what's happening. We just need to know what exactly is happening with the news. All right, if the news comes out bullish, we could definitely use all of these levels to our advantage. If the news comes out bearish, well, we will know exactly what to look to trade as we already have our entry down here. All right, guys. So yeah, fingers crossed the news does come out bearish. It will save us a lot more time on getting more confirmations, on getting more setups, on waiting for the reversal, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Why wait for that when we have something so perfect down here? All right, so I don't know how bearish this news has to come out in order for us to sell off nearly 120 points for an entry, but I mean, you never know. You never know. I doubt it, but you never know. All right. But yeah, Jenna, in a few days from now, I will be making a video on how to find levels of liquidity. It's really not all that hard. You don't have to overthink it or anything. It's really, really easy. Really, really easy. On top of it, can you trade news? Yeah, you should be able to. Well, we're not trading news. We're trading after news, but we need the news to actually tell us what exactly the market wants to do. That's what we're waiting on right now. What do you mean? What do you mean, BT? And what like for the quarter for the markets? Let's see. Yeah, I think I overthink it. There's a lot to look at, and it does wait. Hold on. The market's kind of reacting here. Did the news come out bullish? The market's kind of going crazy real quick. Give it a second, because I don't think it's come out yet. Let me see. Either way, we took out the levels of liquidity. Yeah, it's pending. All right, it came out 51.6. I think it came out bullish. I could be wrong here. Unless it's low price in. But regardless, guys, I mean, since we're so far away from this entry, we might have to find some an entry that we formed somewhere up here. All right, guys. No. We're gonna be doing daily lives, guys. No, guys, don't get that idea. I'm still doing daily lives at the same exact time, the same everything. I just don't want to be spoon feeding you guys saying, "Oh, guys, make sure you guys are entering here." You know what I mean? Like, it's up to you guys whether you enter the trade or not going forward. Yeah, it just takes a lot of weight off of me. You guys got to keep in mind, I'm one teaching 700 plus. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyways, guys, yeah, the news did come out bullish. So once again, since we are really far away from this entry point down here, I'm just gonna look to take something up here instead. It will save us a lot more time. It will be a little bit riskier. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like it will be a lot better to trade, obviously. Right, guys. But yeah, let's see what the market ends up forming here. So far, we do have a fair value gap here. So we're gonna need to wait for this to close in the next 3 minutes or so. But we did take out some levels of liquidity over here on the higher time frame, or I mean on the lower time frame. So let's see what we get here. We can still definitely look for shorts, especially now that we took out this level of liquidity right here. But obviously we will need to see the reaction that we get here, which I don't know if it's going to be so bearish with the news being bullish. You know what I'm saying? So the market might have more of a reason to push up, although we took out the levels of liquidity mainly because of the news. All right, guys. So once again, I'm still looking out for the setup to go ahead and take so far, because I'm not really seeing anything too perfect, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Let me go ahead and mark out this London load real quick. Yeah, so far it does seem like we are getting a little bit of buyers are trying to get a little bit weaker, or sellers are trying to step in, is what I'm trying to say. Around the 98 range. So if we can manage to close this fair value gap right here in the next 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and somewhat see sellers stepping in, we could look to take a 5-minute inverse instead up here, and then look to target this fair value gap down here for the inverse instead. It will give us a way higher entry. It will just be a tiny bit riskier in my eyes. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we're still waiting on that perfect setup here. I'm just hoping we're able to close this fair value gap here, because if not, then guys, I really won't be able to give you guys any sort of setup, because all we have to work with here, guys, is literally just chop. All right, so in the meantime, for the next 2 minutes, I'm actually hoping we close above this fair value gap, or I mean this level up here, so we can actually have a fair value gap to work with. And then going forward, then yeah, we can have all the reason in the world to go down. You know what I mean? After this deal wall sweep here. But so far, I'm actually holding. I'm hoping we hold this level up here, just so we create that fair value gap. Don't we already have a small FG already formed? No, we don't have a fair value gap anywhere here. It's just chop here. There's nothing here. But yeah, I am expecting somewhat of a rejection here. The problem is, guys, is let's say for example we reject right now. All right, let's say we reject right now, right, and we don't create any sort of a gap here. The problem that we're gonna face is, since the market is already in a bit of a questionable range, we won't have we probably won't have any entries for 150 points until we inverses 5 and 15-minute fair value gap. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping in a way we hold. Although we are, yes, we are sweeping this level, which is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good for the bearish bias. The problem is we don't have a setup to work with yet. We need this 5-minute candle to hold up around up here to get a setup. If not, then we can't really work off anything this morning, guys. All right. So it's less about the levels, because we already know what the market wants to do. It's more about the setups. We don't look at this, guys. Look at what we're working with. It's chop, 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 chop. All right, so yeah, not the best opening that we've had. So in reality, there's not much that we can really work with here. You know what I mean? I mean, we could still work with something. It's just we need to wait a fairly long time, and by a long time, I probably mean like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on if the market really wants to go down. You know what I mean? It's either it goes down or it chops up. So yeah, um, once again, I mean, we could still get a rejection. I mean, we did get the DOL sweep, which is beautiful. We did get a green to red candle, which is even better. It's just we need to wait a lot to get this entry, man. A lot. And I really doubt that we create any sort of a setup anywhere here. I mean, possibly waiting for no, that's that's on Wednesday, bro. Yeah. But it does make sense as to why we're selling off. I just wish we had a setup up here that we can work with instead of waiting 120 points. Once again, guys, if the market does seem pretty choppy by like 10:30, honestly, I will probably tell you guys to come back later. When the market's kind of, you know, like recover and trade a little bit better. Because right now it's sell off, push up, sell off, push up, just complete chop, guys. So there's not much I can even personally work with, let alone you guys. You know what I mean? We can't really do much with this. So we need to wait for something, of course. It's just super choppy here. I don't know. You guys keep mentioning in the chat we have a 5 minute fair value gap, a small one, but I don't see any fair value gap anywhere, guys. I don't know where you guys are seeing this gap at. If you can send me a screenshot, but I don't think you guys are finding it correctly. The 9 a.m. one. This is not a gap. 9:55, not a gap either, guys. There is no gap here. Not only is half of the candle already filled, but guys, there's no gap. Look at what you're working with. If you really zoom in, look at this. There's no gap here, guys. Or maybe I'm seeing it wrong on my screen, but from what I'm seeing myself, I don't see anything here. On M and Q, on M and Q1, there's a gap. Let me check it out. In a way, yeah, I do see it here, but I don't know why NQ gapped up here, because you guys see what I'm seeing, right? There's literally nothing here. But let me double check the one on M and Q. 46 points. Okay, yeah, this one doesn't look so bad actually. I just wish I was on NQ. Either way, I wouldn't have taken this one. No way. It's way too choppy. The market trend right now, it's literally all over the place. Yeah, not even a good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, this thing is really choppy here, guys. Really choppy. So no way. Even if we do get downside, I might avoid it for a little bit, just because it looks way too ugly right now, and I don't want to be taking trades in this type of price action. And I highly doubt you guys want to be taking trades in this. It's too indecisive. We're selling off, we're pushing up, we're selling off. You know what I mean? I think exactly, Tom. I really agree with you. It looks extremely choppy. It's just constant push-ups, push-downs. It's, yeah, exactly. Not very good. Maybe the PM session might look a little bit better. Fingers crossed. If not, we come back tomorrow. Since we're waiting right now, is GPQ your only long-term investment right now? Yes, I am looking towards other stuff. But I just don't see anything as a buying opportunity right now. But yeah, so far the only thing I'm in right now is GPQ. I'm not really interested in adding more yet. I don't like the price that we're sitting at right now. I mean, obviously, I do like it, but not enough to buy it. All right. Cool question. For example, if the trend is bearish, I imagine it's really hard to take a long. Just like moves out too short during a bullish trend, right? Another thing. Oh yeah, well, obviously, yeah. Of course. Let me see. Another thing. When identifying for value gaps, those entry biases, whether buy or sell, really depend on the market conditions. Like today when it's choppy. Okay, yeah. So look, today obviously it's extremely choppy. Even if we do get a sub to play out, for example, you guys were mentioning the one on M and Q, right? This setup wouldn't have played out because look at the chop. It's super indecisive. The market does not know what it wants to do. All right. So obviously we're not going to be taking a trade in this. It's extremely ugly. All right. Now, obviously we're looking for certain things in the market to know whether we want to be investing these fair value gaps or taking a bounce off of the fair value gap. For example, we could usually for our strategy, what we look for is a DOL sweep plus an MSS model with strong aggression into an inverse. That's how we take inverse value gaps. All right, now let's say, for example, we're able to identify a trend. We haven't taken any levels of liquidity in that trend to that direction, and we have a fair value gap. With that fair value gap, what we can do is we can look for a continuation model. All right, let me show you guys. All right, look at this, guys. Pay attention to this. All right, so let's say we have drawn liquidity right here. This is going to be our price target or our objective in the market for today, right? And for today, we can identify that the trend is fairly bullish, right? So let's say, for example, we have a fair value gap right here and the market trend's bullish. All right, you got to ask yourself, why exactly is the market going up? We know exactly why the market is going up, mainly because it wants to take out the objective, which is the unfilled orders in these levels of liquidities up here, all right, which would be this one in this case. All right, now we can also identify that the market trend is really bullish as the market is creating higher highs and higher lows, and we haven't taken out any level of liquidity to the upside, meaning that although the market is already going up a lot, we still have room to go even higher, all right, which is going to be this level up here. Now, on top of that, we also have a bullish value gap right here, all right, which you can mark it out just like this. All right, so you have your fair value gap and the midpoint right here. All right, so in this case, instead of, we won't ideally be looking for an inverse here, because obviously we're not expecting the market to go any lower. We haven't taken out the objective to the upside. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do here is, instead of looking for an inverse below the fair value gap, just like this, we want to be looking for a retracement anywhere into the fair value gap and look for a bounce. All right, when we get that bounce, all we're looking for, wait, let me kind of redo this here. All we're looking for after the bounce is for about a 30-point push up, which that 30-point push up would tell us that, hey, I mean, us buyers were stepping in and we pushed up already 30 points, which should be enough to tell you that we're stepping in. You get what I'm saying? So when you're looking for a fair value gap bounce off anywhere in the fair value gap, wait for about 30 points, right? Which should look somewhat like this. Once you get that 30-point bounce, you're gonna go ahead and look to enter anywhere and place your stop loss at wherever the market bounced from. So in this case, it'll be down here. All right, and then you look for a fair value gap retracement, which we already got, and we look for a fair value gap bounce into your price target, just like that. All right, that's exactly how I look for fair value gap continuation models. Now, let's say for example, the market, instead of doing this, right, we have the same fair value gap right here, right, but instead of us not going higher, and retracing first, let's say we took out the level of liquidity first, right? What we should be looking for here is, now that we took out the objective to the upside, instead of us looking for a retracement and obviously bouncing back up into higher, right? Because this is not something that happens, right? Because the whole reason the market is going down in the first place is because we already took out the objective, meaning that one thing that buyers were interested in was taking out this level. Now that we took it out, obviously we're going to be forming an MSS model because buyers are no longer as interested anymore because they took out what they wanted to take out, meaning that the market is set to go a little bit lower going forward. All right, just like this. And this is when you look for the inverse, because instead of looking for a bounce off a bullish fair value gap, we don't want to seek higher in the market. We already seek the upside liquidity. Do you get what I'm saying here? Now, how exactly do we know that the market is confirmed to go lower? By looking for the MSS model. With the market being in a bullish trend here, right? Obviously, in a bullish trend, we know that the market is going up because the market is creating higher highs and higher lows. All right, it's constantly breaking new highs and having very little pullbacks. All right, the whole reason it's going up is to take out the level of liquidity to the upside. Now that this level of liquidity to the upside has been taken out, right? The way we know that the market wants to seek lower is because not only are we now holding below the level of liquidity, but at the same time, we're also getting lower highs and lower lows, meaning that the market went from creating higher highs and higher lows with a bullish trend into taking out the objective and now creating lower highs and lower lows, going lower into the fair value gap. In this case, we want to be looking for an inverse. All right, and that's exactly why we want to be looking for shorts here. All right, guys. So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys, but obviously that's why I want to be making these changes, because I want you guys to be asking questions and getting more, involved with the setups. You get what I'm saying? And speaking of, a little bit later in the live, guys, I want to be asking you guys, like, what channels do you guys want to be looking for? In fact, why not ask now? While we wait for the chop to kind of do its own thing or whatever, while we wait for the setup, um, what do you guys wanna, like? What are some channels that you guys might want to see in the server that could possibly help you guys? All right, and as you speak, guys, once again, super choppy market. But yeah, once again, guys, I am working on some channels that I do want to be putting out into the channel. I mean, into the server. One of them actually is, once again, getting you guys a little bit more involved. I want to be, in a way, assigning charts to see exactly where you guys are at in your, with the trading strategy, and all that good stuff. All right, so obviously I want you guys to be showing me your charts instead of me showing you guys my charts, which obviously I'll still be doing. But I want to see what your guys' charts look like if you guys are trading my strategy. Maybe you guys are a little bit confused and I could help you guys. All right, because obviously in the future chat, I don't really get as many questions as I expect. I do get, I'm not saying that I don't get questions, but I want to see a lot more charts. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. All right, so how else do I do that? Well, I can encourage you guys by making channels and helping you guys out with it, pretty much. All right, but yeah, and by the way, I was pretty much, I'm looking to, in a way, hire someone for the server that's like certified in psychology, because obviously you guys know with psychology and trading, it's one of, if not one of the most important things if in trading. All right, so yeah, psychology is definitely something that I do want to add on. I'm personally not the best at explaining psychology. Although I do know how to work around it, because obviously you guys know I've been in the market for some time now, so it's something that I've just kind of got accustomed to. I want to kind of get someone that's like has a degree in psychology and works around the markets and all that stuff, that has experience with it, that can help you guys in a mental level, because you guys know these markets can really get you mentally exhausted. You get what I'm saying? Over trading, emotions, everything. You guys name it, it happens in the markets. All right, so yeah, I definitely do want to work on getting someone that is good at explaining psychology and help you guys out, mentally with the markets. So I am looking for that, but it's obviously gonna take me time to know a person and I mean trust them enough to put them out here in the server. But yeah, let me catch up with the chat here. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of you guys say psychology here, so it is one thing I do want to add, and I'm also glad that you guys are also want it as well. Dude, please give us homework. Yeah, in a way, I don't want to say homework, but like definitely, like I want to I want to have certain days where I'm like, oh guys, send me look at the charts right now, send me what you guys have, let me go ahead and check it out, and I want to go ahead and see if you guys are doing it right, maybe making some mistakes and point out those mistakes so you guys actually learn from it and start finding your own trades, because that's what I want to do here. You know what I mean? I want to be able to create a community where you guys trade, not even on your own, but alongside everyone else. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the community that's like, oh guys, if I don't trade, you guys can't trade. You get what I'm saying? I don't want that. Not only does it put a lot of pressure on me, but it doesn't do anything for you guys. You know what I mean? Alerts can only take you guys so far. So that's why I I'm not saying that I'm gonna take it away. Obviously, I'm still gonna be taking my trades on live. It's just I just don't want to be spoon feeding you guys for the rest of my life. You get what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a little bit of a change. But you guys have to trust me. But yeah. Let me see. Community chat for team talking. Let's say chart talk. Check critique channel. That is what I will be adding. But yeah. So far, guys, the market is chopping up in a way. I don't know. I might want to come back later. Right now, even if we do get a setup, it's not a market that I want to be trading. And KP is saying that he has a psychology degree, so maybe KP can help us out. Let me see. Someone said definitions. It may sound dumb. Trust me, nothing here is dumb. Like I said, we're all here to learn. All right. But when I started learning, I had to look up a lot of terms and wondering what you used that I didn't understand. So channel with maybe okay, I could definitely work on that. That's actually not hard. So in fact, let me add that to the channels that I wanna. So we could do like trading terms in a way. Trading terms. Can you explain whether? Yeah, I actually have videos on that. Explaining exactly what you want to be looking for. Let me go ahead and send it over to you. But once again, guys, this market right now, I don't like the way it's looking. So in a way, I kind of want to avoid it. It's super, super indecisive right now. Extremely indecisive. In a way, guys, I know. Okay, look. One thing that I did want to do is you guys know I've done videos on everything about my strategy, but I was thinking about doing a PDF with instead of explaining the obviously I'll still explain the strat there, but I want to be showing more examples in my videos. I feel like I show one or two examples, which they're good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's super clear to everyone. So I might also work on it, but that will take its own time, because obviously I have to find a lot of things. You know what I mean? Let me see. Before I continue catching up on the chat, give me a second, guys. Let me get my other phone or my phone. All right, back. Okay, let me keep catching up with the chat here. Bam. Let me see. Do the tickets? Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm working on that. Do we used to use that 15-minute fair value gap if you go down? Yes. The problem is, guys, once again, for the people wondering about the fair value gap setup, yes, I am still looking for shorts below 945. I am still super interested in it. But you guys need to keep in mind that the market right now is as ugly as it could possibly be. It is extremely choppy. All right, guys. I really want you guys to really look at this market and ask yourself, do I want to put myself in a situation where I get stuck in a market where I don't know where it wants to go. You get what I'm saying? One candle is green, one candle is red, one candle is green, one candle is red. We're not breaking any highs, we're not breaking any lows. It is extremely choppy right now, guys. All right. So really ask yourself, do I want to be putting myself in a position where I'm stuck in a trade that goes absolutely nowhere for God knows how long? And literally has to say that the market, wait, oh, I don't know. Tops of X glitched out. For a second, it literally went down to 20,030. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but whatever. Anyways, let me see. Yo, I don't know if this will be too much, but mainly weekly calls to discuss how everyone is doing and check-ins. Not like a class, but yeah, we could definitely do that. And in fact, I was thinking about doing that on Sundays. More of like a back testing session. You know what I mean? So instead of me doing daily calls on, because you guys know I do daily live trading, right? So instead of me doing daily calls on doing education and stuff, you know, we could do it every now and then. But I feel like every Sunday we should back test whatever trades we took or whatever trades we might have seen in that week that we traded. You get what I'm saying? So you get more of an understanding as to what's happening, if that makes sense to you guys. So I feel like every Sundays, or you know, every Sunday at like 8 p.m., because I know you guys are probably enjoying your weekends, probably out, you know, eating or you know doing whatever. I feel like on a Sunday at 8 p.m. you guys are pretty much at home already. You get what I'm saying? So it'll be good for us to get on calls, back test, get ready for the upcoming week. You know, get levels, talk, check-ins, stuff like that. All right. So yeah, Sundays is definitely something I want to start implementing into the server to talk with you guys a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we could definitely do that. We could definitely do that. Let me see. We need an advanced channel, not only for new, not for. We could also do that, but I feel like I don't know, because then we're gonna have a channel where everyone is clueless and no one's helping each other. You get what I'm saying? So like I said, I want a community where everyone can get together and help each other out, trade together, and stuff like that. All right. And once again, it will also take a lot of pressure from me and have me able to focus more on the setups rather than everything else all at once. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. Um. Let's see. Love that. That's great. Oh yeah. So we'll implement that for sure. So yeah, the Sundays thing. I think a channel about when not to take trades. Your strategy is simple, but I think you have so much knowledge about when to stay out of the market. It's super simple. I mean, there are so many times where I literally tell you guys like, please get off the markets. You know what I mean? Like I can only do so much. Like right now, for example, I'm literally telling you guys you should probably get off the markets. You get what I'm saying? Like right now, it is extremely ugly right now. You know what I mean? Like if you really look at the market, like I said, you want to be asking yourself, do I want to put myself in a situation where I myself don't even know where the market is going? You know what I'm saying? So right now would be a pretty good time to probably get off the markets. You know what I mean? It's not the best time to take a trade because it's super choppy. There's no direction. We're not breaking any highs. We're not breaking any lows. We're not doing anything. It's just constant straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. All right. So I don't feel like I should be putting out a channel telling you guys when you should and shouldn't trade. That's something that you should obviously know. But obviously, I still tell you guys when I myself I'm getting off. You get what I'm saying? So stuff like that. But I don't feel like that'll kind of be more of an unnecessary channel. If anything, I could put it on into the setups to watch channel where I tell you guys, hey, right now there's really nothing to watch. You guys should probably get off and avoid the market. You know what I mean? So yeah. Let me see. You should do events where people that get payouts can talk about their experience. Yeah, we can also do that for sure. But right now my main focus is actually trying to get a payout for many people by doing the challenge that we're currently on right now, which is the 0 to payout challenge. Once again, guys, I'll even show you guys a screenshot. The accounts are currently at let me show you guys here. The accounts are currently at, or yeah, $350 on the accounts, right? So once again, we need 4 more days of green, and we should be able to request a payout. All right, so that's our goal for this week. Now, I don't think we're gonna get the payout this week, because obviously today is super choppy. I don't know if I'm gonna take a trade or not. It's I mean, I don't want to give you guys trades in this market. Wednesday, I'm for sure staying cash due to FOMC, and the other days, hopefully, we get trades. You know what I mean? But yeah. Wait, Bivak, are you in a are you on Tradeovate for TopStep, or are you on TopStep X? Trade rate. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're gonna kind of have to do. If anything, just trade one mini. That's pretty much your best bet because two micros, you're not gonna make any money. Two minis, you're probably gonna make too much money to the point where you probably blow your account up in one little trade. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the sweet spot, since you're kind of forced to kind of trade those accounts because you already have them, just do one mini. That's your best bet. Do you know why Blast Code doesn't work? Because there's no discount going on right now. On Apex, there's the best discount that everyone has right now is 50% off. So once Apex releases like an 80% or 90% off, which I don't know when it will be, I'll obviously let you guys know. All right, but right now it is only 50% off from, if I'm not mistaken. Can we get a KP channel? I'm working on it. I'm literally, guys, you don't understand how many channels I have lined up. KP channels, everything, everything. Now KP is saying that he is pretty good or has a degree in psychology, so maybe we can get KP to help me out alongside to help you guys. I don't know if I want to say mentally. I think that's what it is. I mean, like trading mentally in a way, because I mean, guys, once you guys get in your head for trading, it can get very ugly. You know what I mean? Like exactly 90% of trading is psychology. You know what I mean? Charts. You know what I mean? It plays a role, obviously, but if you guys can't get your mind straight in trading, trust me, you're gonna force there's gonna be times where you force out you have a setup, right? The market is giving you guys setups and you force out a trade and you blow up your account before the setup even plays out. You get what I'm saying? You guys have to be mentally strong, like for trading. Mentally, I've said this in so many lives, guys. You guys don't understand. In my opinion, trading is mentally the hardest career in the entire world. Like nothing compares to this. It will mentally drain you one way or another. You just have to find a way to deal with it and learn from it. You know what I mean? But yes, trading will drain you like no other career. You guys don't understand. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just trying to tell you guys what it is. You know what I mean? I've gone through the worst. Even right now, I'm probably going through a little bit, with the Discord. It's more on the Discord, you know what I mean? Just a lot of pressure on me. But it gets to my trading sometimes. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like I have to force out trades and all that stuff. So I'm trying to get myself away from that and just stick to more education. All right, but it is gonna take some time for me to kind of get used to it. So I really want you guys to bear with me. But trust me, guys, I will make sure that this is the best change ever. All right, I want to be making sure that you guys are getting the best of the best education. All right, guys, but it's gonna take me a few days to really get into it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be more work for me, and I really have to work on the channels as well. So a lot of education that I have to put out, but I'm gonna be working day and night on it. All right, guys. So yeah. Um, Blas, what was Miami like with the F1 race this weekend? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. A lot of cars. I didn't go to the F1 as much as I wanted to go. I kind of I not that I forgot to buy the ticket. I just didn't buy the tickets. But yeah, a lot of cars downtown, a lot of traffic, a lot of really cool cars. But that's about it from my experience. David, so will there be a trade today or should I sleep? Well, I don't know, man. I mean, look at the market that we're working with. I can't really tell you, oh, yeah, guys, in about 10 minutes from now, we're going to get a trade. I really don't know. You know what I mean? Right now, we're probably not going to get a trade anytime soon because it's super choppy. Unless we get the most random sell off into our entry, that's the best bet. You know what I mean? But for now, speaking, you know what I mean? I don't think we get anything, realistically. The most random thing that we will need right now, guys, in order for this setup to work, which I doubt works, will be the most random sell off into 945. That's our best bet. We don't have a 5 minute setup. We don't have a 15-minute setup. We don't have anything nearby. The only thing that we have to work with is all the way down here. Which I don't think we get because I mean, look at this. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah, Basha, for now, I would say you're probably better off sleeping than looking at the markets because I don't think anything happens. I hope the markets prove me wrong. I really do, but realistically, I don't think anything happens. I'm looking. I was looking at 20,020. What do you have at 20,020? I don't really see anything here. Bro, guys, this market is so bad that we have Lanto coming into my chat and even saying that this market is garbage. Ah, man. Okay, honestly, guys, are you guys down to come back later and just avoid this chop because absolutely nothing is happening? Yeah. All right. So once again, guys, just pay attention to the chat. In the meantime, I do want to take some time to go ahead and start working on these channels. I want to get it up and ready as fast as I can. But yeah, in the meantime, I'll have my charts open on the side and I'll be working on the channels. So if you guys do have any questions, let me know in the chat. And guys, whenever I find a setup or whenever the market starts moving, we'll quickly get back on live and watch it together. All right, guys, we'll be on the live trading. All right. But in the meantime, guys, you guys are free to get off, go enjoy your day. Just have your phone on you, have your notifications on. I'll personally let you guys know whenever the market gets good and you guys can get back on. All right, guys. So don't worry about the market moving without you. I'll be watching it all day today. I'm going to be on my computer just working on the Discord. All right, guys. But yeah, I got you guys. All right. I'll see you guys hopefully in a bit. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow if the markets remain choppy all day. All right, guys. I'll check it out now. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later then. All right. Peace out, guys. Peace. And YouTube, hopefully you guys were able to kind of get something from this live trading today. Obviously the markets didn't really move at all. I will be going live for the PM later. I do want to catch a trade for you with you guys for these top up accounts because I really do want to get that payout live in front of you guys. But so far I am not taking a trade in this market. No way. All right, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on the Discord for now. Speaking of, if you guys are interested in joining and getting a lot more education, and all that good stuff, and access to a live stream with no delay, you guys are always free to click the first link in the description. Use code challenge for 60% off any premium upgrade, and you guys can always join my community there. All right, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on some channels for the Discord while the market does its own thing, and whenever it recovers, I'll be back to live trading it. All right, guys. All right, I'll see you guys later then. All right, guys. Peace out, guys.